Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Journey Success Stories podcast. I'm Jennifer Sheffel, your host, and today I have with me Mandy Jenkins. She is the owner and president of Minuteman Press Southgate and Southgate Conference Center. Welcome, Mandy.
Thanks for having me.
Of course. So today we're going to be talking about her business. Businesses. How fun is that?
I know.
Yay. Her journey to business ownership, what got her to where she is today, the challenges that she's had along the way, and of course, those best practices that we can all leverage and learn. So, really getting that sneak peek into Mandy's journey is so super important because we want you guys to learn from all of those hardships and successes that she's had so you guys can leverage off of those. So, if this is your first time to the channel, welcome. And why is it only your first time? No, totally kidding. But make sure that you like and subscribe because you want to get notifications whenever we have new episodes drop, just like this one. And I can tell you, Mandy, she gets those notifications because she has subscribed herself. So, Mandy, welcome to the show. Thank you for being here. Please take a minute and tell us a little bit about you, what got you into business ownership, and yeah, introduce us to the world of Mandy.
Thanks for having me again. I appreciate it very much. Again, my name is Mandy with Minuteman Press and Southgate Conference Center. I got started in this world because years ago I helped a lady with a small cleaning company do some marketing, and we grew her business threefold. And then every job that I've had, I've always held some form of creativity, whether it be a newsletter or cards, something that we did creative. So it was always fun in the things that I did. But in corporate, we always find different things that go on. And the common theme in my corporate career has been downsizing. So I needed to take some control over my life. I got downsized from a company I never thought that I would be downsized from, and that was Walmart. Working at a regional level, I did not imagine that I would get restructured and pushed out after 6 years. But I made it 6 years, I guess is the way to look at it. So at that point, I looked at my 401k. I said, is it possible that I could do something for myself to kind of take that control? At the time, I found the Minuteman franchise. I fell in love with it because it's very family oriented. It's Monday through Friday. It uses that creativity I've used in the past, but I did not have the financial stability to be able to go ahead and do that yet. Fast forward 5 years to COVID. At the beginning of the year, my mom actually had passed away. That afforded me the ability to go ahead and invest in myself later in the year. So at the end of October 2020, the owners that I had met 5 years prior were still looking to retire. And I figured it's just meant to be. So we went ahead and jumped on it. And 5 years later, we're still kicking it. So we've grown the business. We've doubled the business. And like you said, I opened another business that's connected. We're right next door. So we're able to help the customers who use the conference center with any of their printing needs. But we're also able to extend and be community oriented with different events and things in the conference center as well.
Yeah. So tell us a little bit more about Southgate Conference Center, because I know it is a really cute, adorable space. But tell us a little bit more because having a space that people can go to have those team meetings or conferences or whatever they need, just even peace and quiet, is so
Yes.
important sometimes as you're bouncing around town or whatever. So tell people a little bit more about Southgate Conference Center.
Southgate Conference Center was developed because I needed a little bit extra space for the printing side. And then I had the thought of there are still so many people working remotely that need a space they can come to have meetings, whether it be with clients, so they're not sitting in a Panera having financial discussions, so that they can have strategic meetings, team meetings, they can do trainings. We can even set up the conference center to where you could do a dance class or a small exercise class. So there's just so much versatility that we can use with it. It serves really anybody's needs. And it, like you said, it is a quiet space. So if you need to just get out of your office and think, it's a great space for that. We've developed it into also, we have networking once a month. Every Friday, we have what's called Coffee and Collab. So that's kind of that play on getting out of your normal workspace and using that to launch your creativity. We just had last week, myself and another business owner during discussions had a creative thought about how she could engage her team at a meeting and have some fun. And we came up with a game that they could play to kind of reinforce some of the things that she's trying to do with her trainings. So that's the purpose behind it. And then again, we're using the space for, we have an attorney who uses it to meet with his clients. We have a small school who's using it for preschool classes, for immersion Spanish lessons. We have Spanish classes that are held there. So it's really turned out very well. We just need to continue getting the word out so that people understand what it's about.
Yeah. One of the cool things that I always thought was wonderful is definitely playing to the strengths of Minuteman Press that you have, because there are beautiful brides that may have wedding invitations, and being able to just spread them out on the table there in the conference center and to have that bride and maybe her bridesmaids even to select, oh, I like this, you know what, I like this, but I want to blend this and then do that. And then having that creative space to not even just be in Minuteman Press, but to be right next door in a comfortable area with coffee and just to fuel all the thoughts, and maybe champagne
Hmm.
is also always super great. So that then it's a great play for both businesses.
Yes, definitely. We can set appointments with our customers and our clients. That was another purpose behind it, is so that I had a space we could sit down. We really don't have space at Minuteman to be able to sit down and have those great one-on-one discussions about people's projects. And when you're talking about wedding invitations or some large party, you kind of need to be able to sit down and just map it all out and look and feel. 'Cause that tactile experience really helps you to understand what it's going to look like.
Yeah. I mean, even from business cards and the suede feel and all the things, it's
Hmm.
so important. It really is, because you want to stand out. That's why we're spending the money, making sure that people get to know who we are, but that this is a representation of me.
Yes.
And so that people understand. So tell me, do you have any kind of like memberships or subscriptions, like
Sure.
between the two, or how does that work?
Yeah. So we actually do have a membership for the conference center for $75 a month. You get 10 hours. And that's anytime that it's
Wait a minute. $75.
$75 a month.
That is a crazy low price.
It is. It really is. When you look at other venues or other options and you break it down to the hourly rate, it's really low. But I wanted to make it affordable for people. And really, we have a calendar online that takes care of the booking. You just look online, see if it's available. If it is, you can literally book it right then and come on in, or you can schedule your meetings out. We can also book it by the hour, half day, and full day. This week, we're actually hosting a watch party event. So is a leadership summit that is going on Thursday, and the closing keynote speaker is Mel Robbins. And I'm super excited to be part of that. But we're going to be able to stream that live on the TV in the conference center and invite people to come watch it with us. And that's going to be from 11 to 5. So we're going to have open it with networking ahead of time and then have that event all day long so that we can kind of involve other people and have that leadership summit, even though it is a smaller space. We're able to be a part of something larger.
Yeah. Okay, so $75. What
Yep.
do you get for 75 bucks?
$75 a month, you get the ability. The conference center is 24/7. So you can come and go as you need to. You'll have a code to be able to get in. When you come in, there's a refrigerator with water. There's the coffee station with coffee, tea, hot chocolate. There's the TV with the audio visual, and there's a full 4x8 dry erase wall as well. The tables can be set up and arranged in classroom style. It could be arranged kind of like team oriented in a U shape. And then we can also set them side by side to be more conference table-ish. Or we can just take them out of the room completely and you can have the entire floor. We hosted a party event last week, which was an opening or a rebranding. I think you're familiar with it. Um, I think we had about 25 people there.
I would almost, you know what? I bet we had 50
You
because
think?
people were coming in and
Coming and going. Yeah. And we had
because
the,
I had 25 that RSVP'd and a lot of those individuals did not RSVP. And
oh,
I
nice.
do believe that we probably had 50. The best part was we completely filled the parking lot and
We
I'm
did.
talking the back, the sides, the everything. I wish we would have ran around the entire parking lot with our phones, just taking a video, like just to show, like, here's the buzz, guys. This is
Yeah.
where it's at.
I didn't realize we'd filled the whole parking lot like that. That's awesome. But the
Yeah,
parking lot does hold quite a few cars. So,
it
because it's
does.
all the way around the building. So, yeah.
Yeah.
So we're in a strip mall that it's at Minuteman's, the Southgate Conference Center, and then also Southgate Chiropractic are all linked together. But we have plenty of spacing or spaces for people to park in. They don't have to worry about paying to park going downtown. You
Yeah.
don't have to cross that bridge, which I know a lot of people do not like to cross that river, especially with all the construction coming up. So it'll be a great space for that too.
Yeah. All right. So $75.
Mhm.
What all do I get for that?
You also get the partnership with Minuteman Press to get your printing as soon as you need. There is a printer in the space that it's a multifunction, it has a copier to it as well. So if you need to print your items and it's after hours, or you just need a couple copies of a driver's license or whatever, you can take care of that all you need to. There's a refrigerator, there's a kitchen, you can bring food in a microwave, whatever you need. It's pretty convenient and pretty comfy. Pretty cozy. I feel I don't mind coming over and spending time in the space myself all the time.
Mm.
Um, but yeah, so you also get a partnership with Minuteman that if you do have larger printing needs, you're going to get a discount and priority printing as well. So you'll be moved to the front of the line so that we can get things done for you.
So, yes, it's cozy, but it's also elegant. So I don't want people to think that cozy equals like comfy
True.
and kind of disarray. It's more of an elegant spot where it's truly a business oriented
Yes.
place. So, okay, $75. I get priority printing. I also have the printing needs. I have the TV. I have unlimited coffee, water. What else? How many
Me,
hours of the conference space do you get for the
you get 10
$75?
hours.
10. Okay.
Yep.
Now, on the Minuteman Press side, are there membership subscriptions over on that side of the fence?
We have the Ignite series. We have a membership, but it hasn't really taken off. So then I created the Ignite series. The Ignite series is a bundle. So you were able to, we have 3 different levels for it, and each level builds upon the previous level. So I don't have all the details in front of me, but we can also customize those bundles to fit your needs. But they're great for startup businesses, or if you need to refresh or renew your branding, that's something we can take care of. And that way you're getting the best bang for your buck, and we're going to bundle things together to save you money. And that's our goal.
On the Minuteman Press side for Southgate, what are there any kind of memberships or subscription deals or anything that you have on that
Yeah,
side of the fence?
sure. So we have the Ignite series, which is bundle packages that we can provide to customers, startup businesses, or a business that's looking to rebrand or kind of refresh things. So the
Mm.
Ignite series offers a Spark kit. It's valued at $335, but it's going to retail for only $258. And with that, you're going to get 500 business cards, 3 embroidered polos, and 250 8.5 by 11 flyers. Um, we have the next level in the series is called the Flame Kit, which is the Spark Kit plus a 5 foot by 3 foot banner and 100 trifold brochures and 12 mugs or something promotional item type that we can work on. It's valued at $695 and you're going to get it for $583. And then lastly, we have the Ignite Pro series, which is the Spark Kit plus the Flame Kit plus a 4 foot retractable banner and a 33 by 81-inch retractable banner. I'm sorry, a 4 foot table runner and the 81-inch tall retractable banner. And those are all customizable depending on your needs. But those are the different series that are different items we have available in the Ignite series. And those are all to help customers save money where we can. But the Pro series is valued at $975 and you're going to get it for $792.
Okay, so the first level for Spark, right?
Hmm.
It's valued at what?
335,
And you get it for
258.
okay. And then the next,
Flame kit is 695. You'll get it for just over $100 off. Retails for 583.
awesome. Okay. And then
The Pro
creme de la
Series,
creme.
yeah, 975, and you're going to get it for less than 800, 792.
Yeah, that's a heck of a deal.
Yeah.
Now, with having the Southgate Conference Center membership, do you get any deals or anything for Minuteman Press too?
Yes, you get 10% off your printing at Minuteman Press and your priority.
And of course, the priority.
Mhm.
So, those are some very awesome deals. Now, the membership you had mentioned it hasn't taken off yet, but that's because you hadn't done this podcast yet. So, what is the membership idea that you have so that then we can get that rolling? Because people need things, whether it's postcards or thank yous or all sorts of really cool stuff. So, tell me more about this membership.
We had started the membership, and it was providing a set of business cards, or if you needed flyers on a regular basis. Basically, I believe we had it down to about $35 a month, and you got like 100 or 200 flyers free, 250 flyers for that month. Or I don't remember exactly where we ended things at because we tweaked it several different ways.
Mm,
But then the feedback I was getting was more leaning towards doing the Ignite series and something along those lines. I have customers who do print things on a regular basis and they print almost the same thing every month. That's where the membership would be great because then you're already in the system. We know you're going to do it. So we just need the files to be able to print for you. So it puts you in line, it puts you in the queue, and that way you just pay the invoice every month and you've got what you need. If you don't need it this month, it'll roll to next month. So that was the premise behind the membership. So far,
awesome.
the Ignite series seems to be running a little bit better. And again, a lot of it is getting the word out as well.
Yeah. Well, and I don't know about my listeners, but I go to, on average, about four networking events a week. And I generally, at a minimum, pass out five business cards for each one.
Mhm.
So I'm burning through 100 business cards in a month. And I can honestly say this box was completely full with business cards. It's not anymore,
Mhm.
which is a great feeling because that also means I made it rain in the course of the year. But it also means taking advantage of some of these membership deals is so super important for us as business owners to really start thinking about it outside of the box.
Mhm.
So, Mandy, I know that you had mentioned that you unfortunately had lost your mom, and that's
Mhm.
how you were able to finally be able to live out this dream. Was this always something that you wanted to do to be a business owner, or what was that nagging piece that told you this is what you got to do besides control?
I've always had the entrepreneurial bug, if you will. And even when I got my degree, it was one of the areas of concentration when I finished my degree. So that kind of, I guess, was okay, this fits. But it was the ability to be able to make the decisions, run the ship, make things work for other people. Um, I've learned I'm a people pleaser. So being a business owner in a customer service oriented business allows me to please people on a daily basis and make their day a good day.
Absolutely. What have you found has been the most rewarding piece of being a business owner?
Being able to take someone's file that they send us that, for instance, sometimes we get people who come to us to print funeral programs. Their file's not great. Their file needs lots of work on it, but we know that because of the content of what it is, how valuable and important it is to them, we'll take and tweak it and do what we need to do to make it look like something that's quality and really was something that they really wanted it to be. So to be able to take something that's not so great and turn it into something wonderful, especially in events like that in people's lives, that make them feel better.
Yeah. So, what has Minuteman Press, well, and Southgate Conference Center, what does it look like in 10 years from now? And what have you also gotten out of not only being a business owner, but for the community and some of the other things that you've been able to actually achieve?
10 years from now, we'll be over a $500,000 business in the printing side of things, hopefully much larger than that. I would prefer to be in the President's Club within the franchise, which is over 1 million. So that's a possibility.
So that's where you're going to be,
Yes, that's where we're
over
going
a
to be.
million.
We're going to be in the President's Club. Um, but it's more importantly, we're going to have that many more connections that we can make, and we can help people and continue building our relationships in the community. The conference center has allowed me to really engage more in the community than I did as the printing company. So we're actually hosting a blood drive in December now on the 15th. So if anybody's out there wants to register, please do so. We need as many people as possible so that we can help. We have a networking event in the beginning of December as well, where we'll actually take donations to give to the Northern Kentucky Emergency Shelter. Cereal and milk are usually their ask. So that's what we'll be asking for. But we also have fun at that event because we take people's business cards. We ask them, bring your business card with you. And then we have all kinds of craft things. And we turn your business card into an ornament that we then decorate the tree with. So it's fun. It's a little bit of a twist on the tree lighting ceremonies that people have. Um, but yeah, the conference center has really allowed me to engage in the community and invite them in and to do something different and fun.
Yeah, that is way super cool. And I look forward to you blowing past that $1 million mark because that's what the compass is going to be.
Mhm.
So, as you continue to look toward being more than $1 million in revenue, what are some obstacles or things that you'll have to put in place or to really think through in order to get there?
Well, the one thing we're working on now is getting a GM in place. That's something that I want to have done in the next probably 2 years. Um, we need to be fully staffed. So that's at least 3 people, including myself, but hopefully that's excluding me. Um, the other things I'd like to accomplish, we're going to need more space. So that's going to be a challenge that we're going to have to figure out. It might mean a second location to house some of the equipment. And it would be nice to have a second location and purchase the second franchise. So that's an option too, as we look 10 years, especially down the road.
That's super exciting.
Mhm.
Did that put a pit in your stomach?
No, that's something I wanted to do. But I'd also know that the owners of the building are looking to retire in that time frame too. So that could be my additional space that I need, or I can leverage that to help pay for the other space. But that's the thing that I've learned being a business owner is you have to leverage things to get other things. So that's the thoughts in my head is how can I use this to make this more successful?
Ooh, all right. Tell me more.
Well, if I can take over their space, I can rent their space to help pay for the whole building. And then I lose that expense. And then I can use that money to keep investing in the business and investing in equipment and locations and just making people's lives better.
Yeah. Oh, that's so awesome. I love that so much. So, what has been the biggest learning that you have actually had as a business owner over the years?
Don't jump too fast. Sometimes I will jump based on gut and I need to maybe do a little more research sometimes, which sometimes your gut is right, but sometimes you need to have some numbers to back it up. Um, but just be intentional. Don't At one point I felt like I was doing things and I was throwing things against the wall to see if they would stick. And I had no measurements in place. I had no way to tell if it was truly working or not. So testing and measuring is very important, but tracking it. You can test and measure all you want, but your memory is not going to be correct. So you need to actually write things down.
Yes, because you got to see where you're at because you want to fail fast
Hmm.
so you don't wind up throwing good money out the window.
Yep. And also being willing to pivot. Just because it doesn't work this way doesn't mean you can't tweak it a little bit and make it work better a different way.
Absolutely. What has been the number one thing that you've learned, but has been kind of an aha surprise learning. So, not that intentional piece.
Personal development has been huge through business ownership. And the thing I have learned is I'm very surface level. I don't dive deep into the emotions. I don't dive deep into the whys behind the decisions I make. And I need to really do that. I need to actually sit in my feelings more and figure out why I feel the way I do. That has been a recent revelation. And I'm realizing that, and it's because of everything we've gone through with coaching and with the business ownership, then I'm not doing myself good if I don't own all of my emotions and
Mm.
figure out why I feel the way I do.
Dude, you just gave me goosebumps. So, coaching,
Mhm.
what would you say to other people that are thinking about coaching?
Absolutely do it with the right person. Um, Coaching is a very personal relationship because you're not going to be just talking about business. You will end up talking about your personal life too. Your business coach tends to also kind of be your life coach and your compass as well. So you need to it needs to be a really good relationship, and it needs to be one where your coach can be honest with you as well, because sometimes you're not going to like to hear what you're being told, but you need to be told it anyway.
Yeah. Well, and because our personal needs to be fueled by the business, we also need to have great conversations even with our spouses at times.
Yeah.
So, for example, our alignment, if you want to talk a little bit about that and how Mark was there and doing some really cool things. And he's even achieved some really great stuff through that too.
He did. And I thought Mark and I were, I don't know, miles apart from each other in some topics. And we actually were very closely aligned on our goals and the things that we wanted. Um, he's not necessarily in some things, I don't think he realizes that it's just not going to happen in his time frame. So I think that helped him to understand. But for him to be able to be a part of that was huge. For him to participate in it was huge. And I think it was very good growth for him as well, because he was able to say, this is what I want to do, and this is when I want to do it.
Yeah. Yeah. And it also made the two of you even grow closer
Yeah.
within the process and having that alignment and understanding this is what we're going to do.
Yeah, it did. And it helped. Like, I can now sit down with him every year and we can kind of recreate that and have those conversations again about, okay, this is what you said. This is where we're at. What do you want to do in the next year? And it's even about vacations. I believe I finally took my first cruise vacation because of that alignment. We got out of doing a NASCAR race every year and finally took what I call a real vacation. So now we're getting ready to go on our third cruise. So and he's enjoying cruising. He's enjoying going to these other countries, which I never thought he would ever leave the United States. But I guess because it's on a boat, it's fine.
He didn't really leave.
So,
His feet are still on the surface.
and he had to fly to get there, but he was still in the US. So yeah, I don't know.
I think his growth has been astronomical within this process, which also empowers you too.
Yeah,
So it's so
definitely.
cool to just see. All right. So as we wrap up, unfortunately, I have some rapid fire questions. Are you ready?
Sure.
All right. What is the key to success for you?
Persistence, persevere. What does I say? Persist without exception.
Ooh, good one. All right. What is your one piece of advice that you'd give to other business owners?
Listen, be
Okay.
open, be open to listening to what's going on around you, what other people are going through, and use it.
All right. So, what is a book or podcast that you're reading or listening to right now?
Reading Be Your Future Self, Audible actually, and then I listen to a multitude of different podcasts every week, one of which is Journey to Success, um, success stories. And then Mel Robbins is a huge one that I listen to as well.
Yeah. So, here's the fun question. You ready?
Yep.
All right. If you had a little bit of magic dust You could choose one spot in the business. What would you sprinkle it on?
Labor.
Ooh, tell me more.
I would like to, because I want to increase the labor that we have, but I want to do it with people who want to make the business successful, who aren't here just to have a job, but they want to help the business to grow.
Nice. All right. What about Southgate Conference Center?
Memberships. We need more memberships. The memberships are going to be what sustain it. We have some great tenants, as you know, permanent office space users, that are great, but we definitely need those tenants to fill out the space and make it successful.
Yeah. Yeah. All right. So we're coming up on the final question of the hour. So share with our audience, though, how can they find you, get a hold of you, become a member, and do all these really cool things and get a subscription?
Yeah. So Minuteman Press, you can find us on Facebook or online at minutemansouthgate.com. Facebook is Minuteman Southgate, or you can call us or show up at our shop anytime you want. We're open Monday through Friday, 9:30 to 4:30. You can also upload your files directly to the website, minutemansouthgate.com. If you are interested in the Ignite series, just contact us. Unfortunately, we don't have the autonomy on our website to be able to put a lot of that information on there. So you'll need to contact us directly. You can also find information about that on our Facebook page. For the Southgate Conference Center, go to southgateconference.com. It's the same for Facebook, Southgate Conference. All of the information is out there on the website for the conference center. You can go ahead and click to become a member. You can go ahead and book the conference center straight on the website. You can also see all of our events that we're hosting in the events section on the website as well. But it's Southgate Conference on Facebook as well. And we look forward to people. If you want to see a tour, contact me and I'll give you a tour and you can actually come and work in the space for an hour for free.
Awesome.
Yeah,
That's way cool. And I look forward to seeing people and meeting people that are there. All right. So we've come to that final question of the day. What is most inspiring to you today?
most inspiring for me is thinking about where we were and where we've come and the partners that have helped us to get this far. And then looking forward to the new partnerships that we make.
Awesome. 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 Well, this was, of course, a great conversation. I always love our time together. And I really enjoyed hearing your story and you getting to share it with others. So thank you for sharing.
I really appreciate the time.
Of course. So, of course, if this is your first time to the show, again, like and subscribe because we want you to get notifications every time we have a new episode drop because you want to hear really great advice from some of these wonderful business owners and to take note so that then maybe you don't make some of the obstacles happen that some of us have actually had in the past too. So, of course, save the show, come back. Mandy had some really great tidbits that you're going to want to take advantage of, like her memberships, because all of us really need those business cards, postcards, flyers, thank yous. And don't forget, like Christmas cards or holiday cards, Valentine's cards, like all the things. She does all of it. So, of course, thanks again to everyone who tuned in and Mandy for being with us. Again, Mandy Jenkins, she is the owner and president of Minuteman Press Southgate, as well as Southgate Conference Center. Thank you. We really appreciate you for taking the time and being with us today.
Thank you. I appreciate you.